Hello and welcome to Examine Earth, where we explore a range of topics in the earth sciences. Today we're going to discuss how to use a free website to find fossils near you. I happen to have a totally random website open right now. Oh wow, cool logo. Wonder what else they've got. Interesting. Oh, some playlists to support various courses in geology, paleontology, and the earth sciences. Neat. Ah, wow, an entire course on dinosaurs. Wow, there's even more videos down here. Boy, I better subscribe to this channel. This is really neat. I don't want to miss anything. Oh, hey, this is my channel. Sorry for the shameless plug. Let's get into today's topic, where to find fossils near you. The first step is to navigate to the Paleobiology Database. So I'm going to go up here into the web browser and type paleobiodb.org and hit enter. This takes us to the Paleobiology Database homepage. There's lots of fun resources, but today we're interested in Navigator. So click on Resources, Web Apps, and again, more fun stuff here, Navigator. You'll see a world map, the geologic time scale down here along the bottom, and a whole bunch of circles. If you zoom into your location, wherever that is, you'll start seeing areas where you can find fossils near you. They're more common than you might think. I'm going to zoom into New York using the plus icon. So zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Oh, we're nowhere near New York. So you click and drag to pan, click and drag to pan, zoom in. If you zoom in too far, use the minus button to zoom out, zoom in, zoom in. Here's New York State. Little bit of lag, zoom up, pan up. So here's New York State. And again, every one of these circles here is a locality with rocks and fossils. You'll notice that the Adirondack Mountains don't have any circles. They're metamorphic rocks. The rocks have been squished and squeezed and deformed, and they're also too old. Fossils are found in layered sedimentary rocks like shale and limestone. If you don't have any sedimentary rocks near you, you might have some traveling to do. Some common places to find rock outcrops are in riverbeds, especially waterfalls, along beaches, and even in road cuts, ditches, cliff faces, and quarries. Basically anywhere the soil and sediment has been removed or is absent and the bedrock is exposed. The sites are colored by geologic age of the layers, and their size indicates how many different intervals at that location have fossils. If we hover over some of the circles, you can see it highlighting the age down here on the time scale. So as I move north across New York, we start here in Devonian on the Allegheny Plateau. If I move here near Rochester, near Syracuse, we get into Silurian. As I get up here in the Tug Hill Plateau, we get into Ordovician. So in New York, we have mostly Paleozoic rocks, but you might have something different in your area. Let's click on a specific location. So let's zoom in a little bit more here. Zoom in a little bit more. And I'm going to click on this location right here. This is Salmon River Falls, and it's in the Pulaski member, which is the formal rock unit name. And you can see that there are two occurrences, which means there are two documented fossil species here. So these are fossils that have been formally described in the scientific literature from this location. It doesn't mean that these are the only fossils here. You'll find others too. If you want more details on these specific fossils, you can even see the reference here. Some of these sources will be readily available online and others, unfortunately, will not. But which fossils are they? What are these two fossils? Well, click on the Occurrences tab, and we can see that there are two species here of mollusks, specifically bivalve mollusks. If you don't know what these particular critters are, you can Google the names and learn more about them. If you end up wanting to learn even more, I'd highly recommend the freely available Digital Encyclopedia of Ancient Life. It's a digital open access textbook on paleontology provided by the Paleontological Research Institution. I'll put a link in the description below so you can find it. But maybe we don't care about fossils near us, or maybe we don't care about bivalves. I mean, bivalves are cool, but maybe we care about a very specific kind of fossil. So let's zoom back out, close this window, we'll zoom back out, and we're gonna pick our favorite fossil. So again, in New York, it's mostly Paleozoic. When we think about Paleozoic, we think about trilobites. Who doesn't love trilobites? So let's look for some trilobites. Up here in the search bar, I'm gonna type trilobite. Okay, you see that it starts auto-suggesting things for us. Let's pick Trilobita here. And you'll notice that it puts a filter down here on the left. And so these are all of the locations across the map here where we can find trilobite fossils. So let's say that we care about a specific kind of trilobite. I've always been partial to Eldredriops, formerly known as Phacops. So let's filter to them. So I come up to the search bar here, Eldredriops. So I'm going to pick this genus here, and you'll notice that that's changed the filter. And these are the locations where I can find that particular trilobite. So, okay, maybe trilobites aren't your thing, maybe invertebrates aren't your thing, but who doesn't love dinosaurs? New York State's official dinosaur is Coelophysis, so let's try to see where we can find that. It's very important, first make sure that you turn your filter off. So if we turn the filter off, now again, all of the sites should start showing up. It's gonna take a second here. New York State's dinosaur is Coelophysis, so let's start typing that, Coelophysis. And we're going to use the high-level superfamily here, Coelophysoidea. And we filter to that, interesting. So for Coelophysoidea, New York State's dinosaur, there are no sites in New York State. Well, that's weird. Sadly, there are no bones, no dinosaur bones in New York State, only trace fossils, footprints. And footprints get different names because sometimes we don't know who made them. In the case of these footprints, it's called grallator. So let's type that in, Gralla. So let's choose that. And now we see that we are getting somewhere. So let's move in. And we can select this site here, the Nyack Beach State Park track site. So this is a place that we can go to see Coelophysis tracks. But remember to follow all the rules about access, collecting, and removing material. Here we can see the geologic interval, the Norian. Here we can see the rock units that it's from. We can see the lithology, and we can see a reference that discusses these tracks. In this case, the reference is freely available online, and it's definitely worth checking out, even though it is a little bit dated. Well, this isn't that many sites, so where else can we find Coelophysis? Let's close this window. Let's zoom out. Let's keep zooming out. Let's zoom out even more than that. Okay, so here are some sites around the world where we can either find Coelophysis bones or Coelophysis footprints. So that's interesting. We see Coelophysis in North America, in Western North America, Eastern North America, but they're also in Europe, Asia, Africa. How did they get there? Well, let's see. If we click on the paleogeography icon here, and then it asks us to choose a time interval. So let's choose the Triassic. Oh, first we gotta say, okay. Let's choose the Triassic. And it restores the continents to the position that they were in at that time. So how did Coelophysis get from North America to Europe and all over the world? Well, it walked. Pangea was still assembled. If we toggle this button on and off, it goes back to the modern configuration, back to Pangea, back to modern, back to Pangea. Then, now, then, now. Pretty cool, pretty fun. Okay, well, Triassic dinosaurs are cool and all, but let's look for some Paleogene dinosaurs. So let's come down here and we're gonna filter to the Paleogene and, they're all gone. So we're looking for Coelophysis grallator in the Paleogene, and it's all gone. Wonder what happened? Well, check out my video on the dinosaur extinction. There's a lot more functionality available on the website, but that's all for today. I hope you find this tool useful for locating fossils near you. If you enjoyed the video and would like to see others like it, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. You can also let me know in the comments below what other topics you'd like to see. That's all for today. Thanks for stopping in to examine Earth.